things like the mouth of Sauron. I feel like Crane's probably the mouth of Sauron.
It's like the arse, more like the arse piece.
Yeah.
Sending me to jail.
I said, okay, I'll just wait weeks for
What
the
is
boards
this?
to be replaced. That is about their turnover.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, you got to understand, becoming the warden
eyes
of the
on you,
prison
Maya.
is like, it's
Eyes
like
on you.
receiving a death sentence. It's like looking in the death note and seeing how many days you have left, because inherently they're going to die within 2 or 3 months.
It feels like jury
True.
duty. It feels like everybody at some point ends up, like, I might get a letter in the post one day. And it's just
That's
like,
why we got
"Congratulations, you've been
Chewy
selected
before
as
he
warden."
dies. We got to get him out of that damn prison.
That's I already told Chewy. I was like, Chewy, when you feel like your time's up, you come to me. I got Chewy's back.
And I asked him last night. He said he has stuff to do in the prison first. He wants to inspire change. And I said, okay. Good luck. with
Never heard that one before.
Yeah. Told him to come to PD when he's ready because we got him.
I'm the last person who wanted to inspire change and doesn't become a psycho killer that we murdered.
Yes.
Pond.
What the hell's that guy's name again?
Why does
I
she have to
don't
be so
remember, but he did
fashionable?
inspire change. It wasn't good change.
Was it Randall?
The change was that he died, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, was it Crandall?
I don't think so, no. Ruger, you remember, we were on that investigation together. What was the name of that guy that ended up dying and whatnot?
Fuck, I don't know.
That was the guy that was stalking us, right?
Yeah, he was stalking us, and he like...
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one, Crawford.
I hated Crawford so fucking much. He never ended up
That
warden,
guy.
did he?
Good afternoon.
He was
Deputy Warden, then he died.
Captain, Deputy
Yeah.
Warden, something like that.
Hey,
He had his Joker moment.
I got arrested earlier.
DLC suck.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Careful, it's doubles in there.
No.
Yeah, what the hell?
No,
I don't think
I'm gonna
people
go on
in
record of
glass
saying it 'cause
houses can
I
throw
used to run it.
stones.
Dispatch sucks.
I tried.
Hey, you know, Dispatch and DOC used to have an alliance. We used to have to beat down the East
I'm
Side.
sorry,
Beatdown
Maya,
gang
but
together.
Compared to how Dispatch was when me and Bundy were in it, it's gone downhill.
I could say the same for
But
DOC.
I fired a friend of
I
mine,
agree,
and she went
Ruger,
crazy
I
because of it.
agree.
Hey!
Look, it's
assistant during those
it's
times.
it's gone downhill because they've gotten like a million other fucking things they've got to do these days. Back in our day, it was easy. You just dispatched Dan Faley to calls because he was the only motherfucker on duty.
True.
Yeah, now you have
Nice.
to do, now you have to do a billion stuff, but even
That-
it's not
That used to be my favorite thing to do as a dispatcher. I would call in a call, and then he'd be like, 485 en route. And
You
then
should have heard him last night,
immediately-
Bundy. He was being all like, I was the one who held on shift 2 for months. And I was like, I guess I didn't exist. It's so cool.
I would
Same.
irritate him because I would just keep dispatching calls, and he's like, "I'm already on a call, Bundy. It's just me." And then I'd dispatch another one, and he would get continuously more frustrated.
Nice.
Nice.
And then there'd be a 13 alpha, and I'd just keep calling the calls out.
Wow.
Gives us our shift 2 recap at shift 3, and I feel like he always skews the details a little bit more in his favor.
That was the old day, Grandpa.
I remember that time. It was when we had more
Grandpa. Ooh.
doctors than PD.
Oh, God.
Aw, good times.
We're trying our best. At the same time, we are down horrendous.
Okay, let me.
Also, you
dispatch
also you
sometimes.
can
I'll
say
train
that was
some
back in
people.
my day, Grandpa. But at least I was allowed to leave the fucking building when I was a dispatcher. So
True.
that
Oh, that's
way-
true, actually.
Hey, they can leave the building if someone else is
Yeah.
Maya, after this meeting,
I used to mobile dispatch. Name one fucking person who's done that in the last 2 years.
We were not allowed to.
Littlemans.
The
Who
Littlemans,
was
yeah,
that
true.
I miss the Littlemans as dispatchers. Can we please have them come back?
I
that
heard
was
glowing
so fun.
reviews.
Yeah, just don't give him any barriers.
Yeah, just that's
Yeah.
fine.
Or let them steal a
They were
charger.
great.
We weren't allowed to mobile dispatch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, we weren't allowed to either. I just did it. I hopped into an ambulance, did volunteer EMS, and did dispatch while I did it.
Unironically, though, the Littlemans were some of the best.
Back in my
dispatchers
day, we
had.
didn't have dispatch. And I was the
You watch
dispatch
this
and an
Sure.
officer.
You fuckers.
We dispatched
There's no
each
MDW
other.
back then.
Remember dispatching
There's a
law enforcer while she
burrito
was
that I
running
can
the riot
order
here during the great
that's
economic
fried
collapse of December
chicken,
2000.
American cheese,
20? I don't
crispy
remember what the fuck
fries,
that was,
mac and
but
cheese, and
she
a
looked like she was about to
barbecue sauce in a
respond to
What was
something.
MW
burrito.
then, Grandpa?
Yeah, it was.
We didn't even as
MDW
doctors
is
have
fairly
an
new.
What?
MDW.
You had books?
MDT.
Is that right?
Yeah,
As
the
doctors,
No,
had
we
a
had the
MDW,
MDT, and it was
we had
better than the
to-
goddamn
It's literally
MDW. I'm
called
just
the-
gonna say
it's
it. It was
literally called
better.
the
even
American
before the
burrito.
MDT.
Oh,
you're
No, it
talking
wasn't.
about.
Don't
It's
say
better
At
in
all.
my opinion.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't
It's
know
like we
what
have
it
now
was
is
like
far
before
superior.
the MDT.
Did you also have to put in reports in Google Docs? Like, as
Yeah,
we
you
had to
make
do
a
that
new
as
sheet and then
doctors.
put it in.
Oh my
We
god,
didn't
it was
have
horrible.
investigations.
Yeah,
The city wasn't like that.
Bing
But
Chase.
Stubble my picture.
you had to have a
Your picture.
calculator ready at all times to do all
You
the
did.
math for everything that was happening.
Oh,
You had to
Yeah.
have at least like a high school diploma to be a cop.
To be fair, there was only like 16 people on the train.
What? There was like 23.
Okay, yeah, maybe back.
Wow.
Only 4 cops allowed. Sorry.
Yeah, only 4 cops alone. And if you exceeded your 5-hour limit, you would get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
you guys.
All right, are the park rangers leading this meeting? Is that why you're?
Oh no,
standing
I
up
just want to give.
triumphantly?
I just
I
want to
think
give
he's
my
just
war
flexing. He
story.
shot down a blackjack.
He
for
just
some
wants
reason.
his cookie.
Wow.
All right,
Wait,
well,
wait,
get
what?
your-
What was
David,
that,
you did
Roger?
this single-handedly with
just
your
want
own
your
hands?
cookie and your.
Wow,
your
David, good
participation,
job.
right?
Yes. So
I saw Stubble and Angel spraying.
Is it
at that
dropping
thing
again?
from the booth. I
With
don't think it was
screen?
Brian.
I mean, to be
Okay, well,
honest,
let's let him tell the story and then
Yeah.
we'll shit on him. Let's
Alright.
get the meeting under.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, David, I love you.
On this day, February 8th, 2023, my 28th time around the sun, there was a bomber. They bombed a EMS over on what was it, Strawberry and Vespucci Stubble?
Yeah, Legion
Yeah,
Square.
and then there was
Happy
MiGs flying
birthday.
everywhere. So me, Brian Davids, and Commander Stubble decided to take up on top of MRPD, and then the stealth bomber. Don't ask you specifics because I don't know what the fuck this thing's called. What's this thing called? Copper.
it's a TU-160, aka Blackjack.
Huh? Yep,
It's a
yep. A
flapjack.
3.14 A60. Yep, just what he said. All right.
What
we
is
didn't
a
have, we
It's a
didn't have, the, we
strategic
didn't
stealth
have the
bomber.
firepower. We didn't have the
Oh.
missiles. Widewood and
I'm surprised you guys
and
could
Mac
even
already
see it.
went
These-
down.
This thing is
Yeah, he's
stealth.
supposed to be at like 50,000 feet. I don't know why he's at like 4
well,
foot.
he
Dude, he
sucks
was
at
like 110.
he sucks at his job. He kept missing, so he started flying really low. So we didn't
so
have
he-
any missiles. We didn't have any jets. So we took out the 5.7 and the handy
Was
dandy
that
Glock.
Stubble right there shooting at this
Yeah, that's
stealth
Stubble.
jet? Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
me.
He
Great
shot
job.
that
Hit
bitch
the
down
pilot.
with our
Really good.
pistols. Me,
Wow.
Stubble, back there. That's the wild Jaden Bain 901.
Yeah,
Crystal
I'm gonna add
clear.
my pictures
That's
from my
me.
house to the report.
Oh, this is before Jaden got hit by one of the bombs.
Oh, ow.
You guys should have seen it. He dropped a bomb on me and Stubble, and I dove through the door like a madman, and we got the job done.
So did you fire a round in and it hit his fucking bombing bay and it just blew off
Yeah,
inside?
that's what our plan was. It was when you go to line of sight, you aim for the pilot. If it goes over, you aim for the bombs in the bomb doors and blow
Yeah,
them
he does
up.
have his bay door just open at like.
I used about
100 foot.
15 packages of ammunition to put this
Jesus.
thing down, but we did it. We did it.
Good
We're
job.
natural heroes.
Next time,
Hold on, I'm getting a call.
Is the mayor gonna come by and give you like a medal or something?
Hey,
I mean, we should
Maybe.
get medals, couple. How about a fucking jet so shut down?
All right. Well, he's taking
the end of his
taking
story.
a
Yeah,
phone call in
it's-
the middle of his story. So I
Oh,
guess
there
that's
you go, then.
the end of it. All right. Yeah. So they went all Death Star on a bomber. That's pretty cool. Over the weekend and yesterday, myself, Demi, Odessa, and Tommy had a couple of court cases that lasted 7 hours each because that's what fucking happens in court these days.
Yep.
On Saturday, we had we got a little bit of victory in court against Colin McKinley and Mr. Ratchet. Both of them were charged with terrorism. Ratchet was given time served, 8 years parole, and a $600,000 fine. McKinley was given an 8-year sentence, 7 or 8 years parole, and then a $750,000 fine for acts of violence in the hospital. So remember, when dumb fucks are being dumb fucks and bringing their gang war into a hospital, we can give them for a lot of money.
Nice.
Yesterday we had the human trafficking case that I previously announced. That was Ableton. It's Ableton, not Ableton. But Ableton and Connolly. Ableton was found not guilty despite a mountain of circumstantial evidence that was piled up against him, painting a pretty clear picture up to and including tracking data. But Connolly was found guilty due to his recorded confession and his plea that was entered thereafter. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 50 years. So he will be eligible for going before a parole board on March 8th, 2023, if I'm not mistaken. And a $1.5 million fine for 2 counts of human trafficking. Yeah. So
Question. When you
Money.
you know, give the telling of the evidence that you have discovered, and you can lay out the chronological order of things that would, within any kind of reasonable interpretation of the series of events, is there any rebuttal to any of it to explain why they're there at this particular time and doing these particular actions that it has concrete evidence proving with timestamps that they're doing those things?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because my closing statement was 36 minutes and 5.94 seconds, specifically timelining and going over all of that information. That's right. You
11
probably could have.
pages.
Yeah, it was an 11-page closing, specifically detailing all of that timeline, the mere minutes in between each action. And the defense that was asserted by Ableton in court was that the trailer was left unlocked frequently and they used it as a BDSM, I don't know, sex dungeon or something.
Was it theirs?
Yep.
Yeah. He owned the trailer that both of our victims were human trafficked out of. But the court came out and said somebody else could have been using the trailer, despite the fact we had cell phone location data showing him directly outside of the trailer.
Responsible with what happens on your property?
Apparently not. No, if you leave your door unlocked, then
say less.
short of it being a physical possession that's inside your property, anything that else that happens in there seems to be relatively fair game.
Oh, Mary is saved. I can kill someone in the house.
We had a lot of stuff going against him. We had 4 very particular pieces of evidence. He rented the exact make and model of the vehicle that was used beforehand. He purchased the same food that was found in the glove box of the vehicle that was used to transport one of the victims. We had cell phone data indicating he was directly outside of the trailer that the victims were kept in within 1 hour of one of them being located. And the kind of the killer for us, I think, was that he owned that trailer that they were kept inside of in a cage. But the DOJ's response to that was he could have just rented the same vehicle by happenstance. He could have gone to the same restaurant by happenstance. He could have been in the area for perfectly legal reasons, such as having sexual relations with one of his partners inside of the trailer, despite the fact that the victims were in there at the time.
With the judge coming up with their defense?
To the victims?
The judge came up with that based largely off of the closing arguments of Murphy Braun, who basically just said, blah, 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 it's all circumstantial, they don't have any hard proof. So, yeah, I don't really feel great about that one. I'm going to be honest. I
Is
intend
this
on
the
having a
same Murphy
conversation.
Braun who has contempt of court warrant right now?
Yeah, it's a 30-day
yeah.
warrant. So HPTU, I put that in our communications. If you guys want to have fun with that, I'll put a $5,000. I'm poor, so $5,000 bounty on that one. And if you look at the conditions in there, he is to be fined $20,000. But if he goes to prison and puts on an orange jumpsuit and takes a photo of it, he will not have to be charged or fined. And if he does, or if he doesn't do that, fine him.
Doesn't that just broaden the scope that if anybody is found within the vicinity of any building can also be charged as an accomplice? Like if my house is notoriously unlocked. I don't know how it happens. I go to my house when I don't wake up there, it is already unlocked. But anyway, that someone could be, I could be cooking meth in my house, and then if you live 3 doors down and you park your car there, and because my door is available, anyone could go in there and cook meth and you could be charged for it. I mean, it's kind of opening up this door.
Yes, but there was a lot of other information that we had, such as the Ableton was specifically intending on kidnapping a 3rd individual, and we had text messages proving they had conspired for that for like 3 weeks. Along with personal motivations, and he was the owner of the building.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I don't really know that. Like our argumentation wasn't really opening that up, but yeah, the DOJ didn't think it was strong enough either way. So. Does anybody else have further announcements or questions
I
about the
do.
court stuff?
Oh no, I got an announcement, but not about your court case.
I also have one, but you can go
Alright.
first.
I've got
Come
some
on up,
fun
take
facts.
the podium.
Okay, this is if HVT would like HVTU to get involved. Holden Maddox warrant for terrorism. It's been extended
That's
by
my
30
grandpa.
days.
That's my grandpa.
There's any judges in the room? No judges in the room?
No.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Basically, just is January 3rd, Holden Maddox went to the hospital, gets medical. Carmine Costello goes in, holds up a doctor with a knife, takes Carmine out. Katya Volkov tackles Holden and runs off on a red motorcycle. Witness was seeing him run was Audrey Jones. If you do catch him, contact me or 620 Audrey Jones so we could put in a hot request for him.
Are you sure he wasn't just confused?
Yeah, I think he needs
Um,
5150. Not going to be, I think he
No, Holden, along with a couple of other individuals, are 5150 immune because they. Pixie and others have indicated they've got these like neurocognitive problems, but they're basically not treatable, nor are they degenerating to be any worse. So they said just throw them in jail instead.
Okay.
Also, free game.
Is that James
charged with
Randall as
terrorism.
well?
Yeah, Randall's the primary one that started with.
Yeah, he requested James Randall be his lawyer. The case is already on the docket, pending motions to seal because the witnesses that pointed him out in a lineup with like their name sealed. So, yeah, waiting on that motion still and for a
I
scheduled
don't think
court
they need
date.
it
but
sealed. He's not going to remember who the witnesses are.
Yeah, they
He won't
requested it.
remember.
Are we sure Carmine is not like framing him or something?
Oh, you
Oh,
could.
Carmine was
I'll be
unconscious.
honest, Anita. I think this is just Holden being a good sport. He said that he was disappointed that the judges didn't give him terrorism when I charged him with it. So I think he's just going for round two.
Yeah,
so
he
gets
said
it.
that he
Oh, okay.
admitted that he did it for political reasons so that he could get like Osvaldo, like a campaign, like something like that or whatever, and he still wasn't charged.
Yeah,
So,
he literally said that in court, and the judges
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, he probably didn't do it though."
He's just confused, guys. Please, it's my grandpa. He's okay. He's just confused.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry, Anita, that I'm charging your grandpa with terrorism.
That's fucked up, Logan. We'll have to have a very serious conversation. I'm getting a phone call.
If they can't be 5150, isn't it like humane to, put them in sort of a euthanization clinic?
What?
No, we can't even kill most people who are charged with hate crimes, much less just the old Holden Maddox. Plus, he hasn't gotten me that eyeball he promised me yet. So.
Oh, what?
Just a reminder that the 3 warrants regarding Cannoli's kidnapping are still up. I'm going to request an extension if needed. There's a 50K bounty for each Mr. K, Randy Bullet, and Rami. So keep an eye out for him. If you see them out and about, please don't approach alone. Get backup with you. It's on the NDLV, so charge is all good. 50K bounty for each.
I see the monitored account activity. If you see them coming, don't just drive straight up to them, please.
Yes, please.
Just call it in.
Ask backup. Especially if there's HBTU around, try to coordinate with them. So they know how to approach these situations better.
All right. Does anybody else have any outstanding announcements at this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I think apply to you as well, Bundy. But like Bundy said earlier, we spent the last 7 hours for each court case over the weekend, and there's still more court cases happening, unfortunately. So if you guys need a prosecutor, I would advise taking more classes, which unfortunately I haven't really been able to host because I've been so busy in court. It's kind of crazy. But they will be happening soon, TM. Just please, my advice is if you need a prosecutor, just learn how to do it yourself and, it'll be fine. I'm sure it's part of our job now. So if you need help, like I don't mind, you know, answering questions, but for love of God, please, I can't be a prosecutor on another court case. So good luck with that. If that was a downer, I am dying every time I have to go to court now.
Isn't that like, can we get like a cap imposed from like, it's not going to be fucking 7 hours a pop? That's insane.
That would
Hi,
require
Dad.
the vast majority of
Peter,
judges having
were 5
time
months.
management skills, which, based on how long it takes to schedule court cases, is not a common.
The
thing,
Lich
so.
Queen.
7 hours is a long fucking time. Jesus.
Yes, it is, especially when there's two of those cases.
I will say last night's court case was actually moved along really efficiently. The reason that one was so long was because we moved directly into a sentencing hearing for Balto. Normally they do that on a separate day, but we did them both back to back. The one
Pond is very
before
pretty.
that stretched out for a little while because of just a lot of shenanigans that occurred in the courtroom. Frankly, the actual court part of it could have been done in three
Oh, the whole
3.5 hour
thing we
stops.
could have
But,
done. Oh yeah, doing Pond's voice makes me depressed though, because she's so monotone and dead.
okay.
It's
If nobody else has any other announcements, going once, going twice.
Mandem and Russ may be at war, so people shift 1 that are about to go off duty before shift 2. Just keep an eye out for that.
That's not a maybe. They are.
I can
It was-
confirm.
What do you mean, mate?
beat me
Davis,
down
there
in
was 10 of them dead.
They beat me down in prison.
I mean, it could just be you know, a simple, you know, we got into an argument and then boom, boom, shoot them up type of shit. I don't know.
Yeah, they could have bruised their ego.
I've confirmed they're at
Come
war.
on.
Okay, so in comparison to Rust's war against the PD parking lot attendants, how is Mandem squaring up? Is this roughly the same? Or
There were only Ray and Kat Myers were down for the Russ, and then Mandem had about 6 individuals down. So I think Russ might have won this one.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Are the bowlers in Seaside at war still too? Or is that
Oh,
Saturday?
regarding that,
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, that
what's
was
good
like
what's good to do in these gang shootouts, even if we don't have enough units to go to it, to grab people, at least try to get the vehicles, because we did get suspects from that today, a lot of them, and all of the vehicles. There's probably like over 200K in terms of like value of for the strike points of the vehicles. So let's focus on that, on the vehicles, at least if you can't get any suspects.
Oh, also, I received confirmation from his attorney yesterday. Erwin Dundee has apparently been kicked out of the BBMC. So there may be
What?
some turmoil involving that. I can only imagine.
Hey, Eugene said something about that yesterday, but I ignore most words out of Eugene's mouth.
Eugene stated it, and then Samantha Sanders confirmed it to me. And he's or she's his attorney.
How the hell do these people know that?
Okay.
Oh no, what's gonna happen to the BBMC?
Oh, I'm sure that they won't be fine without him like they were for several months.
I thought he was dead or
If
something,
there was a
right?
way to be a fly on the
He
wall,
was dead. Yeah, he was very dead.
Oh, it's like
We had
a
his skull,
okay.
didn't we?
I
We
held
had
his
his
skull
skull.
in my hands.
Yeah.
have you ever presented it to him and be like, "What about
Yo,
this?"
dude.
So
this.
On this
So
back,
the-
bitch.
Brought it up during his bail
Yeah,
hearing.
when Erwin was trying to get bail for murder, I tried to bring up the argument of dead people don't have rights, and I submitted a DNA test from that skull showing that we tested it and Erwin's dead. But it kind of got brushed off, so.
Oh. They wouldn't give me his hat.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so Rust and Mandem at war, Erwin Dundee kicked out of the BBMC. All right, well, Colin McKinley
Hey.
also still has an outstanding warrant for his arrest. It does not expire for a 6-month period because he was a jackass and he ran out of court after the verdict was read, and the DOJ doesn't like that very much. So if you happen to stick around in the later hours and you see Colin driving his stupid little tiny car around that he's been driving, then try to snatch him up for us too. Barring any further announcements, we'll go ahead and call a close the meeting. Get out there and do your jobs, guys. Good fucking work.
February 8th is a wonderful day.
All right, guys.
Oh,
Why did David say that?
since Gutter's not here, it is National Proposal Day. So if you've got anybody you want to spontaneously elope with, then
I
today's
have
the day
a
for it.
proposal.
Does it have to be a marriage proposal?
I
Yeah.
propose.
What if it's like a job proposal?
just-
the death penalty for me.
Oh, boy.
Suarez, are you rejecting
I
me?
can
Suarez?
deliver that if you want.
Oh my
Bolt
God,
was in prison,
Suarez.
right?
Lucky
You said that,
girl.
Bundy. Walter's in prison. He's in for life. He's a warrant for perjury.
Will you be my wife?
Huh?
Oh?
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
he ran away.
God.
Uh-oh.
Didn't even have the courtesy
Okay,
to say
David.
yes
Oh, that's
or
shame.
no.
It's okay,
Next time,
David.
David.
You're a really good, really
going,
good
man?
guy. He just
Yeah, sometimes.
Suarez just doesn't know a good thing when it's in
First
front of
Cookie
him.
doesn't want me, now Suarez doesn't want me. Who the fuck's gonna want me?
Oh my god!
It's gonna be okay, Ranger
I guess I
Davids.
gotta go on that date with Charlotte now.
Which Charlotte?
Spade.
Spade's dating someone.
God damn it.
She's dating
Are you gonna
Tails.
propose to her whoop?
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I got some
Yep.
proposals I'd like to do.
Oh shit! All right, all business. I speak.
Yeah, they don't involve anything marital.
I'll hug Lucy goodbye real quick.
On my car.
I'm heading out.
Okay.
Are you
Back
going on
to
duty?
shift
I had to
two.
add a disclaimer.
I am.
All right, good.
The next is price.
We're not over limit anyway. You're fine.
Like,
We're at 39,
days.
so you're not over. We're
Well.
fine. We're not over
You
limit.
miss me?
All
yeah,
right.
of course, you're
I miss you.
Miss
part
you
of the team.
too. I'll be back
Go
for
from
shift
around.
two.
great
I
officer.
was
I love you,
barbecue last
Bob.
week. I
Love
hit a
you,
miss you.
bye.
Lucas is the new Riley.
Yeet.